something nice to win. So we'll go on to Division 3, Marwick Head, week 13. So here we had the Manchester Spinners, 185 against 176 for the Bluetoon Texans. Doble's Darlow Diamonds, 166 against the London Eagles, 181. Norwich Mustard Men, 190 against 158 for the Carbide Porkers. Darlington Dragons, 199.49 against 176.63 Not Coal Knockouts. Birmingham Bears, 196 against the Bonnery Cheeseheads, 190. And you've got the Laggers with Lemons, 165 against 181 for the Guildford Raptors. So the Darlington Dragons have been guaranteed. The Darlington Dragons have got the guaranteed bye week of a 10-3. Carbide Porkers sitting in pole position for the other one at 9-4. But the Bonnery Cheeseheads 8-5, and the Doble's Darlow Diamonds and the Norwich Mustard Men all at 8-5, all have a better scoring difference than the Carbide Porkers. Birmingham Bears at 7-6 against the Knockco Knockouts at 7-6. Guildford Raptors at 6-7, and with a far superior points difference, I don't think it's really going to make a difference. Bluetoon Texans at 5-8, Manchester Spinners at 4-9, London Eagles at 3-10, and the Laggers with Lemons at 3-10. Can't make the playoffs, but they can still get promoted, and only one team will go down. So
one team's been relegated, and how many are going up from here? 9 again?
9 again, yes. The only one that isn't 9 is second to first, because there's no delay from the first. There'll be 8 up in.
I mean, forgetting all of that, at this moment in time, we're looking at the chase for the playoffs, because it's all very tight. And as you say, with knockouts having the with Guildford Raptors having the better points for against those above, it does make it. It's a 3-horse race for 2 spots. But I'll tell you what, Michael and his Bluetoon Texans, he must be cussing. He must be cussing this week after. I mean, to losing this week's knocked him out the chances, and he lost that team below him. So losing to the Manchester Spinners, it's that's effectively ended his season there. So it's
Amon-Ra killed him.
Amon-Ra killed him, and it was only about 20 odd points, which Amon-Ra scores in his sleep.
It's only 4 points. No, 9 points. Yeah.
9 points. So there you go. So if Amon-Ra was injured, they would have started. Who was that on the bench with 17? He would have started. Oh,
no, that's a defender. He wouldn't have got there because Mims only got 4.8. That was his only other wide receiver.
Yeah, but he would have started Carter. He would have had Carter in on a flex spot, and he would have had.
Well, he had Bam Knight at 22 points.
Yes.
Downs. Yeah, he could have done. Yeah. So that was the difference, but. You don't expect Amon-Ra to get injured and not get the game in one game because he tries as hard as he can.
No, but it's a great win for Manchester Spinners there because they had Monongai and another running back there on the bench that scored that scored well. So Vidal and Monongai on the bench. So very unfortunate that they're getting it. They're kind of starting to score points now, but promotion's still on, as you say. So it's there's a lot still to play for. But yeah.
He's got both the Chicago running backs because he got 130 yards for Monongai, and he got 125 yards for Swift.
Yeah, it's a tough one there, sitting on both of them. I mean, you always if you've got one, you always like to have that handcuff there. I certainly don't have a problem with handcuffing them up, but sometimes that's going to happen. They just get the proper 50-50, and they're running the ball to death at the moment, so both are scoring well. There is an argument to be given to play both. I wouldn't knock them from playing starting both of them, because both of them, as you can see here, can score well.
Yeah. Danny, that means that it does mean in these lower divisions, but not in the top division. But we'll get to that one when the time comes. There's only 8. So 8 go up, 2 go down in the top divisions. But that
sounds to me like that. It's a bit of a shake-up. And what's this? Is this year 3 or is this year 2? This is year
3, so it's going into year 4.
Yeah, this is year 3. So a wee shake up for the start of year 4 to get things sorted out and to set it in stone as how it will go forward.
Yeah,
that's
there's never There's never going to be any more teams than this. This is just nice to have the top division to play for.
This is it. But yes, so it's Bluetoon, end of, it's killed Michael's season in the sense of making the playoffs and such. That was very unlucky. But it's on for 3 teams there. Obviously, the top 6 are all promoted anyway, but you still want to get in, it's all about the playoffs here. And win your playoffs, win your division. And the Darlington Dragons have certainly given themselves an excellent shot at doing that at 10-3. And they've secured the number 1 seed. You've got Cavite Porkers there fighting off Dobos Darlow Diamonds and Norwich Mustard Men and Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads. You would think that the only way Cavite gets that second spot is to win this week. Yeah. So it's a big week for Kelly. He needs to win to get that second bye spot and be able to skip a week in the playoffs, which is always a very handy thing to have.
It's also close. Nobody's on a win streak more than 2 wins or 2 losses. That's how close this league is.
Everybody's but if you look at, second, third, and fourth are all lost last week. So that makes for that's big games. Weeks. When second, third, and fourth at this stage of the season are all losing, and indeed Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads on a 2-game losing streak. That's something that Chris will be looking to. Although look at his score, he was the 3rd highest scorer and he lost, so that is a bit harsh. He's just ran into one this week. Unfortunately for him, he's just ran into one, but he was the 3rd highest scorer with 190 points, which isn't a lot for the 3rd highest scorer. But yeah, he just ran into 0.1. Fortunately for him. And again, it's nothing. It's not one player that's jumped out and went nuts. It's just it was just a combination of everyone scoring well as opposed to one player jumping out. And of course, Terry McLaurin on the bench hasn't helped. That would have obviously Terry McLaurin over Zay Flowers, and it's a different story this week. And Chris has won this one and is very much favourite for the bye week to get the second spot with these points for as well. So there you go. It's those kind of small margins, Johnny, that can make such a difference. And
the problem with this one, though, is Zay Flowers played on Thursday night. McLaurin was playing on Monday night, and you didn't know if he was going to be playing. So
true, very true.
You couldn't. Otherwise, if you knew he was going to play, you probably would play him. Because Zay Flowers has been bloody disappointing this year. But
I'm using hindsight here. I'm not saying it was a mistake. I'm not saying it was a mistake in any way. I'm just using hindsight, seeing the score in there. But very much, you've got every right to play Zay Flowers. He's the number 1 target for Lamar Jackson. It's just the fact that Lamar Jackson's utter tripe at the moment that's and quite clearly hurt that the problem lies.
So here we go. This week we've got the Manchester Spinners are up against the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads, hoping to break their bad 2-game losing streak. Bluetoon Texans against the Laggersville Lemons. Not really a game, nothing to play for apart from getting the bye week in the playoffs. You've got the Dobos Darlow Diamonds against the Guildford Raptors, 8-4 against 6-7. And I still think it'd be hard for the Guildford Raptors to get through, being 200 points less than the teams above them. Bonnyrigg, Birmingham Bears up against the Norwich Mustard Men to seal their top spot, but I don't think there's enough to get to the very top because Cavite Porkers at 9-4, they're up against just the top 2. The Darlington Dragons already got the number 1 spot, got the bye week. Cavite Porkers looking to beat them to get the bye week too. And the Not Cold Knockouts up against Spinjo London Eagles at 3-10. So
it's massive for Cavite Porkers because they've got to win to get that second spot. If they don't win, one of those 3 teams behind them will win, and they all have better points for them. So for Pork, this is massive, and he's playing against the team at the top. He is favourite, so let's have a look at what's going on there. And is Darlington Dragons team been done yet? More to the point. So having to play Bijan Tootin stinks of CMC, and it stinks of CMC on the bench. It really does.
No, I think it's well, he's got Hampton. He can't change
Hampton coming back.
He can't change his team until he takes him out of the IR, I think. Or no, could you still classify?
No, he's still on IR. He's still officially on IR.
But he is playing though.
They'll bring him out today. They'll bring him off IR today. So yeah, that's a big one for coming back for the Darlington Dragons.
Yeah.
Help
he paid Tesla, got 10 points on Thursday night.
Listen, I get the rolling those dice because Amon-Ra was meant to be out, and then they said he was playing, and then it was a case of, oh, he's just going to be a decoy, and then he got absolutely everything. So I understand playing Tesla, and I played him in a couple of leagues, so he got the touchdown. It could have been worse.
Definitely. Yeah, that was it, right up until kickoff. He wasn't playing. By 29 points for Prescott and Aubrey.
23 points for the kickers. A great start for Pork. So he's got a great chance here. If Smith and Jigba bounces back, and he's got the full entire Rams backfield there, which again, it's another one where I don't hate playing both. I really don't, because Corum's getting quite a bit of touches now, and I don't blame him for playing both. I have no problem playing both of those running backs against Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. But yeah, so looking down, I think you're right. 7th and 8th, if they get the bye week, won't get relegated. I think only 2 go down, and
7th and 8th won't be able to go. 7th, if there's only one getting relegated, then 7th and 8th won't be going down.
He's talking about being in. He's talking about being in. He's in the top division. This is different because it's 2 down and 8 up.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because Danny
shut up.
And by the way, Danny, I've already said you have a very good chance of getting in the top 6, but we'll get to that division last because you're in Magnus 1. He has a really good chance of actually getting in the division. He only needs 2 things to go his way. So he's a bit panicky, but understandably squeaky bum. But you should get it. You're looking like you should do. So where are we at again? So you've been through all the games.
Yeah, that's us done Division 3. So we're on to Division 2 now.